Baseball is brought to you by Rheingold, the natural beer with no additive. Rheingold knows how you feel about beer. This game is also brought to you by manufacturer Metal, the first so low and back.
And we welcome you to beautiful Shea Stadium in Queens, New York, where today we present the Mayor's Trophy Challenge. It is the 1968 through 1980 New York Yankees, managed by Billy Martin, taking on the 1968-80 New York Mets, managed by Gil Hodges. These teams will be known as Hodges and Martin in your scorecards. Let's go over your starting lineups for today's game. For the visiting New York Yankees, Willie Randolph will lead off, followed by Roy White, who plays left field. Batting third is Bobby Mercer in center. Reggie Jackson will play right field. Greg Bettles is your third baseman. Ron Bloomberg is your designated hitter. Thurman Munson behind the plate. Chris Chambliss at first. And at shortstop is Bucky Dent. For your New York Mets, around left field is Cleon Jones. Around center is Tommy Agee. Around right field is Rusty Staub. Around the infield is Eddie Charles at third, Bud Harrelson at short, Felix Millan at second, and Don Clendenin at first. Behind the plate is John Stearns, and on the mound for the New York Mets is Tom Seaver. This season, Tom Seaver was 19-10, a 2.08 ERA, 219 hits in 290 innings, gave up 23 home runs, but he struck out 251. Ready to go. Here is the inaugural Mayor's Challenge game between the Mets and the Yankees. It's the 68 through 80 Mets versus the 68 through 80 Yankees. Willie Randolph steps up to the plate against Seaver, and we're ready to play. So here we go. It's going to be computer versus computer. I'm all here just to do the announcing of this great game. Beatles internally is here. Hello, Beatles. Thank you for coming in on this evening as we play the Mayor's Trophy Challenge between the New York Mets of 1968 through 1980 versus the New York Yankees of 1968 through 1980. Again, they'll be known as Hodges and Martin in your scorecard. So let's get set for baseball as Willie Randolph will lead off, and here we go. Oops, I have it set up where I'm throwing my own dice, so let's go ahead and change that. So dice will be rolled automatically, and split cards are automatic, so we'll do all that, and we're ready to go. So let's make sure the computer is managing both matchups here. They are. We're set, and play ball. And that is a line drive to deep left field. Cleon Jones cannot get it. Willie Randolph will go to first. Around second, he'll go to third, and Willie will stand with a triple. So Willie Randolph leads off the Mayor's Trophy Challenge with a triple. So he's at third with nobody out, and now brings up the left fielder, Roy White. So Roy White is the hitter. 292 hitter this year, 19 homers and 84 runs batted in. So White steps up against Seaver. So Seaver gives up a leadoff triple to Randolph, and we're underway. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. Mets playing the infield back. Here's the pitch to White, and that is going to be struck him out. Seaver gets his first strikeout, and now brings up number one, Bobby Mercer. He hit a year he hit 331, his career year with the Yankees. 25 doubles, 6 triples, and 25 home runs, hitting 331. He'll bat for the left-hand side against Seaver. Stearns put down the sign. Seaver looks in, and here's the pitch to Mercer, and that's a ground ball to Millan. I'll get the run in. Millan throws out to Clendenin, and Martin leads 1-0. And now brings up Mr. October, Reginald Martinez Jackson. He steps up, and this year he hit 341 home runs, 111 RBIs. 2 outs, top of the first. Yankees up 1-0, I should say. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in, and the pitch. That is going to be a fly ball center field. AG is there, makes the catch, and the first inning is over. But the team, Martin, gets 1 run on 1 hit. We played 1. It's 1-0 favor of the Yanks. So on the mound for the New York Yankees will be Ron Guidry, 25-3, 1.74 ERA. Behind him, he has White, Mercer, and Jackson. In the infield will be Nettles, Dent, Randolph, and Chambliss. Behind the plate is Thurman Munson, and on the mound is the Gator, number 49, Ron Guidry. Here is Lee Mazzilli. He's your designated hitter. Hit .303, 15 homers, 79 RBIs. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in the left-hander, and here's the first pitch. That will be a ground ball to first. Chambliss gets it to the bag, and there's 1 away. And now here is the second baseman, Felix Millan, a .290 hitter, 3 home runs, 37 ribbies. Bats from the right-hand side, chucks up on the bat. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. Here is the pitch. That will be a base hit center field. So Felix Millan is on with the base hit. He's on. And now we'll bring on Cleon Jones. So Cleon comes up, .340 hitter, 12 homers, 75 ribbies this season. Munson puts down the sign now. Guidry looks back at Millan. Guidry worked from the stretch and the pitch. This will be a fly ball center field, shallow enough. Mercer there makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. And now here is the first baseman, Don Clendenin. Now, a lot of these Met hitters can hit lefties quite well. Here's one of them. Clendenin, a .288 hitter, 22 homers, 97 ribbies. Lots of power versus the left-handed pitcher. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry's got to be careful here. Here is the pitch. And that's a walk. So a walk there is now first and second, 2 outs. And now the center fielder, Tommy A.G. So A.G. comes up, .286 hitter, 24 homers, and 75 runs batted in. Give me 1 moment here. So again, A.G. the batter, with 2 on and 2 outs. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to A.G. And A.G. struck him out. So a big strikeout for Guidry. They strand 2. We played 1. It is Team Martin 1, Team Hodges 0. Top of the second here at the ballpark at Shea. All right, folks, thank you so much for coming in on this Saturday night Mayor's Trophy Challenge. Something the Yankees and Mets did on a regular basis back in their careers for a while there. Had a really good good relationship with one another, and always played that preseason game to benefit the charity that went toward it. So here's the big here it is. This is Team 68 through Team 80. So here is Nettles. He'll lead off. He'll be the third baseman, Nettles, 255 on the season, 37-107. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. Here's the pitch to Nettles. That will be a ground ball to first. Clendenin takes it to the bag, and there's 1 away. Here is the original first ever abomination, Ron Blomberg, he's probably called, the original designated hitter, hitting .329, 12 homers, 57 RBIs. I've always been a favor of offense, always been a designated hitter fan. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. Here is the wind-up pitch to Blomberg. Ground ball to second. Millan's got it. He'll take it and throws him out for out number 2. And now here is the Yankee captain, Thurman Munson. Munson steps in. He's a .301 hitter, 20 homers and 74 runs batted in. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. Here's the pitch to Munson. That will be a struck him out. Munson down on strikes, and the Yanks go 1-2-3. Let's head to the bottom of the second. It's Team Martin up over Team Hodges, 1-0. Here is Ed Charles. He's in there for his hitting against the left-handed stick. .276 hitter, 15 homers, 53 RBIs. Munson sets the target. Guidry looks in. Full windup. Here's the pitch to Ed Charles. Ground ball to short. Dent will throw out Chambliss. Chambliss for the first out. Here is the New York Met right fielder, Rusty Staub. 282 hitter. 19 homers, 105 runs batted in. Left-handed pull hitter, lots of power, grand orange. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. The full windup to Staub. And that will be a ground ball to short. Dent's got it, throws over to first, and there is 2 outs. And now here is the Met catcher, John Stearns. Stearns steps up, 264 hitter, 15 hitters, 73 RBIs. We lost John, I believe, this past season or so. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to John Stearns. 4-7 and a walk. So Stearns is on, one of the original good running catchers in baseball. And he'll bring up the shortstop, Bud Harrelson. Harrelson, a 252 hitter. No homers, 32 RBIs. Kind of the Mark Belanger of the National League. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in with Stearns getting the lead off first, and here's the pitch. But they're going to run, and John Stearns gets to second on the steal. How about that? So Stearns stole it. So Stearns is on at second. So a big stolen base early. First stolen base of the challenge. Munson puts down the target now. Guidry has to work from the stretch, has to keep an eye on Stearns. Here's the pitch to Harrelson, and that's a behind-the-plate play for Munson. Does he make the play? Oh, yes, he does. They collide. Munson makes a one-handed grab on the foul ball. Oh, my, that was almost a problem. But the Mets are retired. No runs, a walk, a stolen base, stranded runner at second. We play 2. Yanks lead 1-0 between the 68 and 80 Mets and Yankees. So top of the third here at the ballpark here in Queens, Shea Stadium, we continue this challenge. So up next will be Chris Chambliss. Chambliss the hitter, 287, 17 homers, and 90 runs batted in. Stearns sets the target. Seaver looks in. Here's the wind-up to Chambliss. Chambliss fly to left field. Jones is there, makes the catch, and you got one away. Here's the shortstop, Bucky Dent. So Bucky Dent comes up, 262 hitter, 5 homers, 52 ribbies. Stearns puts down the sign now. Seaver looks in. Here's the wind-up and pitch to Dent. That'll be ground ball to second. Meon's got it. Throws to Clendenin for out number 2. And now here is Willie Randolph. Led off the game with a triple and scored on an RBI grounder. He has so far been the lone hit for Billy Martin's Yankees today. Stearns puts down the target. Seaver looks in, nods. Here's the wind-up and pitch to Randolph. And that's a strikeout, and Randolph is sent back packing. 3 up, 3 down goes Team Martin. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Yanks. So now it'll be Mazzilli, Mian, and Jones to bat for the Metropolitans. Mazzilli comes up. He grounded out his first time up. Guidry's only given up 1 hit through 2 innings. Couple walks. He's given up 1 hit and 2 walks so far through 2. Mazzilli, a switch hitter, will bat from the right-hand side. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in, and here's the wind-up and the pitch. That'll be a struck him out. Call Mazzilli on the inside corner. So 1 away, and it brings up Felix Mian, has the lone hit for the Mets so far. That came back in the first. Munson puts down the target. Guidry looks in, and here's the pitch. That will be a popped up behind the plate. 1-4. Munson comes in and makes the catch easy. So there's 2 outs here in the third inning, and here's Cleon Jones. So Cleon Jones, the batter, flied out his last time up. So Munson pops the glove, puts down the sign for Guidry. Guidry nods, and here's the pitch to Cleon. And that's a struck him out. Got the slider. 3 out, 3 down, go to Metropolitans. Let's head to the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Yankees. So top of the 4th, Billy Martin's Yankees, 1 run on 1 hit, while Gil Hodges, New York Mets, have no runs on 1 hit. Again, this is the Mayor's Trophy Challenge between the 68 and 80 Mets and Yankees. Hope everyone out there is having a good night so far. This is, again, an exhibition matchup between a couple of the different eras. So now we go here, and we bat now here in the top of the 4th. We'll bring up Roy White. He struck out his first time up. So far, Seaver through 3 has given up 3 hits and struck out 3. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver with the big windup. Pitch to White. That will be a ground ball to short. Harrelson's got an easy throw to Harrelson. Clendenin out number 1. 1 out in the 4th. And here is Bobby Mercer. So Mercer, the batter, he grounded out. That resulted in the Yankees' lone RBI today. Center fielder bats from the left-hand side. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. The big windup by Seaver to Mercer. 6-4 fly ball center. That's Agee. That could be trouble. Does he come in to make the catch? Yes, he does, and a good catch it is. So Mercer retired. Nice running catch by Tom Agee. 2 outs here in the 4th. And now here is right fielder Reginald Martinez Jackson. Jackson steps up. He flied out his last time up. Stearns puts down the target. Seaver looks in, gets it from Stearns, and here's the windup and pitch to Reggie. And Reggie hits a ball to deep right field. Back goes Agee. Back goes Staub. Looks up, and it is gone. Reggie Jackson with a solo home run, and the Billy Martin Yankees have taken a 2-0 lead. So Reggie gets the high five from Nettles and Bloomberg, and the Yanks go on 2-0. A long drive out of here over Agee and Staub as they ran out of room here at Shea. 2-0 Martin and the Yanks here in the 4th. So now here's Nettles. He steps up. He grounded out his first time up. Stearns puts on the target. Seaver looking to get a better pitch this time. Here's the pitch to Nettles. And this time he hits a drive to right field. Staub is back, reaches, can't get it, gone. Home run, Greg Nettles. Yankees go back to back, belly to belly, as Jackson and Nettles go back to back and belly to belly. Bloomberg gives Nettles a high five. Munson with the high five. And Billy Martin's Bombers have taken a 3-0 lead. 2 solo jacks here in the 4th for the Yanks. So now here's Ronnie Bloomberg. 2 outs. Seaver looks a little bit befuddled here. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. The big wind up to Bloomberg. And Bloomberg hits a drive to deep left center field. Back goes Agee off the top of the wall. Bloomberg had to stop for a second. He shouldn't have. He goes in the second standing. So Bloomberg, 3 extra base hits for the Bombers. So a big double for Bloomberg with 2 outs. And now here's Thurman Munson. Yankees lead 3-0, 2 outs in the 4th. Stearns puts down the target. Seaver looks in from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Munson. 5-3 ground ball back to Seaver. He bobbles it a little bit, throws, makes the play. So we go to the bottom of the 4th here at Shea Stadium. It's the Martin and the Yankees lead it by a score of 3-0. So far, Martin and the Yanks 3 runs on, 4 hits and no errors. The Mets, no runs on, 1 hit. So Deron Guidry comes out for the 4th inning. Yankees lead by 3. So a good start here for the Yanks. Couple long balls here at Shea. Here is Don Clendenin. He'll start, followed by Agee and Charles. Munson puts down the target. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Gator. And that's going to be a ground ball to third. Nettles got it. Throws over to Chambliss. Gets out number 1. So here's Tommy Agee. He's 0 for 1. Struck out his first time up. Munson puts down the target now for him. Guidry looks in. Nods. Here's the pitch to Agee. Agee, line drive, base hit. So over Dent's head, right in front of Mercer. And Agee has the second hit for the Metropolitans. So Agee's on base. And here's Easy Ed Charles. So Charles comes up. Grounded out his first time up. 0 for 1 in the game. Munson now puts a sign down for Guidry. Guidry steps off the mound a little bit. We'll work off the stretch. Looks back at Agee. Here's the pitch to Ed Charles. And Ed Charles hits a drive down the line. Agee will go first to third. He will stay right there. Charles will look and stay at first. So the Mets put back-to-back runners on with 1 man out. So the partisan Shea Stadium crowd on their feet, 2 on and 1 out, and the Mets bring the tying runner to the plate for the Grand Orange, Rusty Staub. Staub is 0 for 1. Grounded out his first time up. Guidry in a little bit of trouble here. Munson puts down the sign for him. Now make sure the signs are right. Don't want to get a pass ball here. Guidry looks in from the stretch, gets it. Lefty on lefty. Guidry to Staub. Here's the pitch. This will be a flying drive at Nettles, and AG had a hold. Ooh, Nettles may have prevented a run there, and he stopped the runner from third. Now a 2 outs. The Mets are going to need a 2-out hit, and has to come from Mr. John Stearns here. He walked his first time up, first and third Mets in the fourth, down 3, tying runners on. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry working from the stretch, gets it. Here's the pitch to John Stearns. And that's a line drive out. Randolph, who makes a nice catch. So the Mets strand 2 more. We played 4. It's Martin and the Yankees 3, Hodges and the Mets nothing. Top of the 5th here at Shea Stadium. So it'll be Chambliss, Dent, and Randolph, the bat for the Yanks here in the 5th. Stern, back behind the plate, puts down a sign for Seaver. Seaver looks in, and here's the pitch. And that will be a base hit for Chambliss. So Chambliss gets a base hit, number 5 for the Yanks. And now here's the shortstop, Bucky Dent. He'll be followed by Willie Randolph, who waits on deck. Stern puts down the sign. Seaver again working from the stretch. Here's the pitch, and he was shortening his lead. Chambliss trying to get a little jump on Seaver. Stearns changes the signs a bit, puts it down. Seaver nods. Seaver working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Dent. And that is going to be a little looper in front of AG. Comes in, makes a diving catch. Chambliss holds, and there's one away here in the 5th. And now here's Willie Randolph. 1 for 2. Led the game off the triple and scored the first run. 3-0. Billy Martin and the Yanks over Gil Hodges' New York Met team. 3-0. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver working for the stretch. Runner on first and 1 out. Pitch to Randolph. And that will be another liner. AG should get this one a little easier. Makes the catch. And Chambliss will hold. So now here's the left fielder, Roy White. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Struck out and ground out. He'll switch. And again, bat from the left-hand side against Tom. Stearns puts down the target. Seaver nods, working from the stretch. Holds Chambliss close. Here's the pitch to White. And now be a ground ball to first. Clendennon's got it, takes it to the bag, and the Yankees are harmlessly retired. They strand 1. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The game is becoming official. It's the New York Yankees 3 and the New York Mets nothing. So, Billy Martin's led New York Yankees from 1968 to 1980, champions in 1977 and 1978, winners of the division in 76, 77, 78, 80, and 81. They won the division series in 76, beating KC. They won the division series in 77, beating KC, 78 versus KC, lost the division series in 80, and then lost the World Series in 81. So the Yankees had 2 World Championships during this time. Mets, not so much. They won the World Series, of course, in 1969, and then got to the World Series and lost to the Oakland Athletics in 1973. So here's Bud Harrelson, one of your original Mets. Met manager, everything else, bench coach. Munson behind the plate, Guidry looks on. Here's the full windup and pitch to Harrelson. Harrelson fly ball to center. Mercer coming in, makes the catch, and 1 out in the 5th. And now here is Mr. Hollywood model, Lee Mazzilli. Mazzilli has grounded out and struck out. Again, he'll bat from the right-hand side. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. Here's the full windup and pitch to Maz. And that will be a base hit. So good hit, base hit there from Mazzilli. He's got some speed. We'll see what they do with him at first. That is the Mets' 4th of the ball game. And now here's the second baseman, little Felix Millan. 1 for 2, single back to the first. Again, he's a right-handed hitter. He chokes up on the bat. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. Runner on first and 1 out. We'll see what Maz does. Here's the pitch to Mazzilli. And that's a base hit for Mazzilli. For Millan, 2 hits. Mazzilli will go to third. Mercer will throw the ball back in. And again, the Mets have trouble on the bases. First and third, 1 out as Mazzilli goes first to third. So now here's the dangerous Cleon Jones. So Cleon comes up. He's 0 for 2, flied out and struck out. Yankees will play the infield back, trying to get a double play. Munson puts down the sign for him. Guidry working from the stretch. First and second, 1 out, pitch to Cleon Jones. And that's a ground ball to second. Randolph will throw to first. That'll get the run home, and the Mets are on the scoreboard. So runner on third does score. Mian moves to second, and Cleon Jones has a run batted in. So that's good. Gets the run home. So Missouri will score from third. They will score that 4-3. Mian will move to second. So runner on second, 2 outs. Mets only down 2 runs here in the fifth. And now here's Don Clendenin. Let's see what they do with Clendenin here. They got AG on deck. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry working from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Clendenin. And that's a fly ball to center. May have gotten away with that one. Mercer with the play and ends the inning. Mets get 1 back. We played 5, and the game is official here at Shea. It is 68-80. Billy Martin's New York Yankees 3. Gil Hodges is 68-80. New York Mets 1. So through 5, so far the Yanks are 3 runs on 5 hits, while the Mets are 1 run on 5 hits. Again, this is going to be the top of the 6th inning here at Shea Stadium. And it'll be Bobby Mercer, followed by Reggie Jackson and Greg Nettles. Of course, Bobby Mercer was at some point the next Mickey Mantle, but of course that didn't work well. He came up as a shortstop and moved them to the outfield, and the fans in the front row were very appreciative. The insurance rates obviously must have went down. But I heard Mercer did have a rough time getting the ball to first and launching him, kind of a Steve Sax style, launching him into the dugout, they said. So when they moved Mercer in the outfield, he was a natural fit out there. So Mercer, the batter, 0 for 2 RBI. He grounded in, he got that first RBI in the first inning, and then the Yankees went back to back with Jackson and Nettles back in the fourth. So top of the 6th against Seaver. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. The nod. Here's the pitch to Mercer. And that's a fly ball to center. Let's see if AG gets this one. He may have gotten a bad jump. Does he make the play? He does. Nice catch from Tommy AG. 1 out in the 6th. And here's Reggie. Had that huge home run back in the 4th inning. No doubter. So Stearns puts down the sign for him. Seaver looks in. And here's the pitch to Reggie. And that's a walk, so Reggie is on base. So now it brings back Mr. Number 9, Greg Nettles. So the Yankees wearing their gray unis today. I wonder if they, back in the day, they may have wore those blue or something like that. I know in the other ones they did, but this is probably back in the 70s where they probably did wear the original kind of gray uniform tops. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in, works from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Nettles. And that is a fly ball to center. AG will be there, gets a lot of room, makes the catch. He's getting a lot of plays out there. That's 2 outs here in the 6th, and it brings up Mr. Ron Bloomberg. So Bloomberg comes up. He has grounded out and doubled back in the 4th. So Bloomberg steps up, runner on first and 2 outs. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in from the stretch, and here's the pitch to Bloom. Bloomberg with line drive, caught by Mian, and the Yankees are down to 6th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 3-1 Yankees. So bottom of the 6th inning, Gil Hodges has coming up Tommy AG, Ed Charles, and Rusty Staub. So it will be right, left against Ron Guidry here in the 6th inning. Both teams with 5 hits. Yankees with 2 monster home runs in the 4th. Back-to-backers by Jackson and Nettles. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to AG. And AG, ground ball to short. Dan's got it. Throws out to Chambliss for out number 1. So now here is Ed Charles. 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Single back in the 4th inning. Munson puts down the sign for him. Guidry looks in. And the full windup to Ed Charles. That's a struck him out. Slider away from Guidry. 2 outs here in the 6th. So now here's the right fielder, Rusty Staub. 0 for 2. Grounded out and lined out. He had a shot in the 4th inning to get a big hit in. But, of course, he could not come up with it, and it'll line her back to Randolph. So 2 outs in the 6th, base is empty. Munson puts down the target. Guidry looks in, and here's the windup and pitch to Staub. Fly ball to center. Mercer is there, and Guidry has a 1-2-3 inning. Let's head to the 7th here at Shea. 3-1 Yanks. So now the Billy Martin-led New York Yankees will set up Munson, Chambliss, and Dent to bat against Seaver here in the 7th. Stearns puts down the target. Seaver looks in. The big windup and pitch to Thurman. And that's a base hit center field. So big hit for Munson, his first hit of the ball game, and the Yankees 6. And now here is Chris Chambliss, 1-for-2, single back in the 5th inning. Stearns puts down the target. Seaver looks in, works from the stretch. Runner on first and nobody out. Chambliss hits a line drive to deep right center field. That could be trouble off the top of the wall. We'll see if they score him. No, they pull Munson to a halt. Agee gets the bunt back in, and the Yanks have second and third with nobody out. So a big inning opportunity for the Yankees here. No out double for Chambliss. So second and third and no one out for Bucky Dent, who's 0-for-2. So let's see what Dent does here in the 7th. Big opportunity for the Yankees to blow this open. That was their 7th hit of the ball game. Second and third. Metz will bring the infield in. Charles and Harrelson in on the grass. Mian and Clendenin up close. Stearns puts down the target. Seaver works from the trench. Second and third, nobody out. Pitch to Dent. And that's a fly ball center field. He'll get the job done. Agee is there. Munson will trot home. And the Yanks lead 4-1. RBI, sacrifice fly, Bucky Dent. So with one out, runner at second base, here's Willie Randolph, 1-for-3, triple to lead off the game, and then scored on an RBI grounder by Mercer. Stearns puts down the target. Seaver looks in, works from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Randolph, and that's a ground ball to short. Harrelson will keep Chambliss there, throws a strike to Clendenin. 2 outs in the 7th, and here's Mr. Roy White, wearing number 6, 0-for-3, 2 grounders and a strikeout. So Seaver comes up, puts the sign down for him. Seaver nods, and here's the pitch to White. And White fly ball to center. Agee comes in, makes the catch, and they keep the Yanks with only 1 run in the 7th. Let's get up and stretch here at Shea. It's 4-1 favor of the Yanks. So Billy Martin, 68-80. New York Yankees lead. Gil Hodges is 68-80. New York Mets by a score of 4-1. So 4 runs on 7 hits for the Yanks, 1 run on 5 hits for the Metropolitans. So now here's Stearns, followed by Harrelson and Mazzilli against Guidry. Munson puts on the sign. Guidry looks in, nods. Here's a pitch to Stearns, and that's a ground ball to short. Dent with a nice hop and throws out the Chambliss for out number 1. So now here's Bud Harrelson, 0-for-1. Shortstop for the Mets. He's a switch hitter, will bat from the right side. Munson puts down the target. Guidry nods, and here's the deal. 5-7, ground ball to second. Randolph, he should get it. He has it in front of him, throws him out, and gets him for out number 2. So 2 outs in the 7th for Lee Mazzilli. So Mass comes up. He singled back in the 5th, scored the Met only run. So Guidry worked into the 7th inning. No problems as of yet. Munson puts down the target. Guidry nods, and the big windup to Mazzilli. And that's a walk to Mazzilli, and he's on. So again, the Mets have a base runner with 2 outs here in the 7th. And it brings up Felix Mian. He's been a little bit of pain so far. He's kind of like a little bug to Guidry today. Hit in the 1st and a hit in the 5th. He's 2-for-3. Right-handed hitter choking up against Guidry. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in from the stretch. Looking in, looks back at Mazzilli. Here's the pitch to Mian. Fly ball center. Mercer coming in. Does he make the play? Yeah. Oh, he dropped the ball. Mercer dropped the ball on his way of the heel of the glove. Mazzilli running all the way. We'll head the 3rd. Mian in the 2nd. They'll probably use that as an E8. So an error E8 on Mercer. So have the floodgates been opened? 2 outs in the 7th. Again, the Mets bring the tying runners to the plate to a great hitter against left-handed pitching in Cleon Jones. So Jones comes up 0-for-3, had the lone RBI back in the 5th. He needs a 2-out hit here. Munson puts down the sign, and Guidry looks in. Does Guidry get out of this? 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, a pitch to Cleon Jones. No, he does not get out of it. Base at left field. Mazzilli scores. Here comes Mian will score. They'll cut the ball off, and the Yankees now lead it 4-3. So Cleon Jones knocks in 2. So 4-3, 2 outs in the 7th. Here's Don Clendenin, who could easily put the Mets up by a run with a swing of the bat. Now the problem's here. Munson goes out and talks to Guidry. Get back behind the plate. Martin on the steps. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Clendenin. Oh, fly ball to left field. He takes a deep breath. White makes the catch, and the seventh inning is over. We have a ball game here at Shea, folks. It is the New York Yankees 4 and the New York Mets 3. So far, it's the Yanks 4 runs on 7 hits and that crucial error by Mercer, while the Mets 3 runs on 6 hits. So it's 4 runs on 7 hits and 1 error, and 3-6-0 for the Mets. Top of the 8th here at Shea Stadium. So due up for Billy Martin's Yankees will be Bobby Mercer, followed by Jackson and Nettles, left against Tom Seaver. So ball game is here, and we are going forward here. Top of the 8th inning. Mercer steps up. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in, the breath. Here's the pitch to Mercer. And Mercer with a base hit. So Mercer hits a line drive. That could go all the way to the wall. It does. Mercer around second. He'll go for third. It does. The second leadoff triple of the ball game for Bobby Mercer. So Mercer leads the 8th inning off with a triple. And now it's Reggie Jackson's turn. The Mets bringing the infield in. That's Charles and Harrelson up. Mian and Clendenin up front. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. Runner on third, nobody out. Big pitch from Seaver. And that will be a deep drive right field. Back goes Staub. Big stop. Oh, my God, what a catch. Staub brings it back in. The runner on third will score easy, but Staub just robbed Jackson of his second home run. So the New York Yankees now lead 5-3, but a game possibly saving catch by Staub. He reached over the wall and brought it back. So now here's Nettles, 1 out in the 8th, 1 for 3, home run back in the 4th. Stearns puts down the target. Seaver looks in. Here's a windup to Nettles, and Nettles singles to center field. So Nettles has his second hit. And now here's Ronnie Bloomberg. So Bloomberg sets in 5-3 Yanks here. All these lefties, and Seaver doesn't exactly pitch great against all his power is usually against the left-handed pitching. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. Here's the pitch to Bloomberg. And that's a fly ball to center again. AG is there, makes the second catch, and there's 2 outs. So Thurman Munson comes up. 2-run lead for the Yankees here. Stearns puts down the sign. Munson 1 for 3, a hit back in the 7th. Seaver works from a stretch and the pitch. And that is going to be a base hit for Munson. Nettles will go first to third. Munson stops at first, and a big hit for third. So the Yankee captain comes through. First and third, 2 outs. A precarious 2-run lead here in the 8th for Chris Chambliss, who has 2 hits. Yankees with 10 hits in the ball game. Mets with 6. Yankees have committed 1 huge error. Stearns puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. First and third, 2 out. Pitch to Chambliss. And that is a ground ball to short. Harrelson goes to short with a Mian and ends the inning. Yankees strand 2, but they get a run. We go to the bottom of the 8th here at Shea. It's 5-3, Billy Martin and his New York Yankees. So Gil Hodges' Mets will bring up A.G., Charles, and Staub to hit against Ron Guidry, who's still in the ball game here. Last of the 8th inning, only a 2-run lead. Taking a deep breath for a second here so we can get this going. Tom A.G., 1 for 3, single back in the 4th. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry the full windup and pitch to A.G. And that's deep, left, gone. Oh, that's going to send the apple up, out of here, gone. So Tommy A.G., going, gone, goodbye, would say Ralph Kiner. He goes around third, gets the high five from his third base coach, and Charles gives him a high five, and so does Rusty Staub. Oh, brother. Tommy A.G. lights the apple up in center field and sends it into the left field bullpen. So now it's 5-4 Yankees. Well, this game just keeps getting closer and closer, and here comes Eddie Charles. 1 for 3, single back in the 4th. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in. Here's the pitch to Charles, and that's going to be a strike. Charles out looking. Second time Charles is down on strikes. And that's 1 out here in the 8th. And now here's Staub. Good power gets lefties or righties. So he steps in. He's 0 for 3, grounded out, lined out, flied out. So besides striking out, he's done all the basic outs so far. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks in, and here's the pitch from Gator. And fly ball into center. Mercer is there, makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. So John Stearns, the batter, 2 outs. So Johnny comes up. So far, he's 0 for 2 with a walk. So he comes in. Stats also stolen a base so far. Mets down a run here in the 8th. Mets with 7 hits, Yankees with 10. Munson puts down the sign. Guidry looks. Here's the pitch to John Stearns. And that's a ground ball to short. Dent's got it in front of him. Throws him out and gets. Oh, he doesn't get it. Oh, my. And that's a 1 bounce to Chambliss, and he beat it out. So an infield hit for Stearns, and the Met inning continues. Oh, Bucky Dent unable to make the play. It was a tough one-hopper. He tried to make the play, but Stearns just clearly beat it out. So the Mets a chance here in the 8th for Bud Harrelson. This is where you bat for him if you can. So we'll see if the Mets have anybody hiding in their dugout that can bat against Guidry here. They got some power guys, but they got a lot of guys who like righties. So they may have to go with Mr. Joel Youngblood. If they do that, and then the shortstop comes out, would probably be, let's see, they haven't shown a shortstop. Besides Wayne Garrett, and that would be bad. You can't put Garrett out there, to be honest. Ooh, do they have another shortstop here? Got to find out if they have another shortstop. I know I did get 2 for this team. Is it Charles? No. Stearns, Harrelson. So you can't, honestly, if they bat for him, they're putting a really bad Garrett there. They're putting a really bad Randall there. And they still got bat in the 9th, and that could be bad. So it's only the 8th inning. They'll let Harrelson bat here, even though it's probably not a good choice. They bat for him, that's their choice, but I would have forced it if needed. So Harrelson will come in, batting from the right-hand side. Munson comes in. Guidry looks in, gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Oh, they go to him. No, they go to the speed. So Lenny Randall will come in. He will pinch run in this situation, so they're going to go for the gusto. Let's see what kind of numbers Randall has to get the lead. So the Met management goes for the lead. Oh, an instant steal. He gets it on a 2 through 10 and a 12. So he'd get it on a basically. Ooh, he probably shouldn't go for it. That'd probably be a 50% to get it. So I don't know if I would do that. We'll see. Let's see if they run on him, because that's not great numbers. Munson puts down the target for him. Guidry has to look at Randall a little closer. Here's the pitch to Harrelson, and walked him, and Guidry loses him, and now he's tired. So the Yankees are probably going to go to the bullpen. 2 on, 2 out in the 8th for Mazzilli. Do they go to Gossage here, or they go to Lyle? Let's see who they go with. So let's see if we can force a move before the dice are thrown. If that would work, that would be cool. Let's see. Do they pitch to Mazzilli? First and second, 2 outs. Yes, they will. They'll go to Ron Davis. Ooh, look at that power in that card, though. So Ron Davis comes out. He was a typical short guy for the Yanks in the late 70s, early 80s. 9-3, 7 saves, 2.95 ERA, 9 home runs. It looks like all of it came against lefties. So they really got to be careful here. Tying run at second, go ahead, runner at first. Both guys have speed. Mazzilli to batter. Munson puts down the sign. Ron Davis looks in from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Mazzilli. Walked him, and the bases are loaded. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and it brings up Felix Millan, who has absolutely been a problem with this Yankee team. Talking about beating you with cuts, little finger cuts. Millan 2 for 4, single back in the first, single back in the 5th, reached on a 2-base error in the 7th. Mets with a chance to tie it here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 5-4 is your game. Millan is a right-handed hitter, will bat here. They do got guys who prefer right-handed pitching. Will they take Millan out in this case or leave Millan there to hit? We'll see. Munson puts down the sign for him. Ron Davis looks in from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Mian, and that's a fly ball to center. Mercer with the catch. He does. And we go to the top of the ninth inning. So the change on this team, let's see what it was. Jerry Grody came in. He came in as now the new catcher instead of John Stern. So Grody's the new catcher. Seaver stays in and pitches the ninth. So far, the Yankees 5-10-1, and the Mets 4-8-0. So Dent, Randolph, and White the bat for the Yanks here in the ninth. So Grody, the new catcher, always the personal catcher for Tom Seaver. He knows Seaver quite well. Grody puts down the sign, and Seaver looks in. Here's the windup and pitch to Bucky Dent. That's a ground ball back to Seaver. He bobbles it a little bit, throws, and got a nice play, one away. Good play by Seaver. One out in the ninth, and here's Randolph. So far, he's 1 for 4 in the ball game. Tripled to lead off the game and scored. Grody puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. 5-4 Yankees. 1 out in the ninth. Here's the pitch to Randolph, and that's a fly ball left field. After Cleon Jones comes in, does he make the catch? Comes in and does. 2 away. So now here's Roy White. Tough game so far. 0 for 4. Struck out, grounded out twice, and flied out. So White will come in. 2 outs in the ninth. Mets with a chance to possibly tie or win this in the bottom of this inning. Grody puts down the sign. Seaver looks in. Here's the pitch to White. And that is going to be a line drive caught by Clendenin at the end of the inning. So we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. It is the New York Yankees led by Billy Martin 5 and Gil Hodges is New York Mets 4. So for the Metropolitans, it'll be Joan, Clendenin, Agee, the bat for the Mets with a bottom of the ninth inning, and they'll go against Ron Davis. He'll stay out there until it looks like he runs out of outs as a closer. He has 2. So he makes any couple of mistakes. You might see Gossage or Lyle in the bottom of this inning, or does Davis stay out there and get the last 3 outs? 5-4 Yanks in this Mayor's Trophy initial challenge game. I want to thank everyone who has been here watching from the audience, watching from the upper deck. Beatles internally, thank you so much for staying here. Great ball game we have here from Flushing. So here's Cleon Jones, 1 for 4 in the ball game, 3 runs batted in. He grounded out an RBI in the 5th and drove in 2 with a single in the 7th. Munson puts down the sign. Ron Davis with a windup. Here's the pitch. And that will be a walk to Cleon Jones. And that could be trouble number 1. Oh, doctor. So the Mets will bring the possible winning run to the plate. Holy cow. This is where you possibly hit for Clendenin here. He's got power on the card. But you got somebody like Eddie Kranepool over there swinging a bat, Kenny Boswell, Wayne Garrett, and Joel Youngblood still on this bench. This is where you might force an Eddie Kranepool in this case. I'm not sure if they would. We'll see. He's a 5L, which means he really loves to absolutely destroy lefties. Munson puts down the sign for him. Davis looks in from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Clendenin. And that is a ground ball to first. Chambliss, does he make it? He gets it on the hop. And he doesn't make the play. He boots it. Chambliss boots it. He couldn't get to the bag, and the Mets got 2 on and no outs. So the tying runner's at second. The go-ahead winning run at first for Tommy Agee. And I have to mention, folks, this goes extra innings. Manfred Mann extra innings is in effect. That's what I had it set up as. I didn't think it was going to go to this, but if it does, we'll have Manfred Mann to go to the 10th. So, again, for those who don't like it, I apologize. So, first and second, going to the 9th inning, Agee the batter, or does he make it anticlimactic and beats Ron Davis here? So Agee 2 for 4 hit a no-doubter back in the 8th inning as the Met fans on their feet. Yankees trying to hold on here in the Mayor's Trophy Challenge. Yankees have committed 2 deadly errors so far. Munson puts the sign down. Davis looks in. Deep breath. Here's the pitch to Agee. And that is a catch X. Munson the 1-4. Does he make the play? No, he does not make the play. Gets past Munson. Jones the 3rd. Clendenin the 2nd. That will be a pass ball. I know it's a wild pitch on Ron Davis. So Munson pats the glove, goes out and talks to Davis. AG to bat. This is where you get Gossage here. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to force that move. They'll say righty on righty. This is a good call because Davis is strong enough against righties, I think. Let's hope he doesn't poop in the bed here. Second and third, nobody out. Mets down a run. Mets trying to see if they can win this here in the ninth. Munson puts down the sign. Ron Davis from the stretch looks into AG. Here's the pitch. And that's a strikeout. Ron Davis blew it right by AG, one away. So here's a guy that really could be pitch hit for. Eddie Charles. Again, he's 1 for 4. Again, he's a strong lefty hitter. Strong hitter versus lefties. Decent enough for his righties, but again, you got a Kranepool and others who likes to hit from the other side. We'll see if they make a move. All they need to do is get the ball in the air, get a sac fly, and force Manfred man, or anything through the infield. Clendenin could score. Let's look at the outfield arms. If you watch Squid Game, we'll play red light, green light. Roy White is definitely will be green light, +2. Mercer's -2. He would be a red light. And Reggie Jackson is a -2. That is definitely going to be a red light. So you want to run on White in left field in this situation. Second and third, 1 out, and you got a right-handed hitter here. Munson puts down the sign. Davis looks in from the stretch. Second and third, Yankees playing the infield in also. They're going to try to cut this runner off and not allow extra innings. So Munson puts the sign down. It's going to be do or die for Ron Davis here. Here's the pitch to Charles. And that's a ground ball to first. He'll hold the runner and make the play. Oh, doctor. So Chambliss holds the runner at third, makes the play at first. And now the Mets are going to need a 2-out hit, and it becomes Rusty Staub, the Grand Mirage. This is where you want Staub in, a definite great hitter, clutch. So Staub comes in, 0 for 4, grounded out in the second, line the fourth, flied out 2 other times, and he'll hit against Davis here. This is where a Lyle would work out, but sometimes Lyle, best year is not against lefties. Lyle is a reverse lefty in this season in 77. So he would be a good choice, but you are pitching to a stronger side. So again, it's left on left, but the stuff on Lyle's card would probably not balance. So it could be Ron Davis here. Again, will he pitch to him? He's got a weak hitting Jerry Grody on deck and even weaker hitting Bud Harrelson men behind him. Second and third, 2 outs, Staub the batter. Munson puts down the sign. Ron Davis looks in, looking to get the final out of this Mayor's Trophy Challenge. Here's the pitch, and they will walk Staub. They decide to do that. After all that stuff, they walk Staub, whose run doesn't matter besides the fielder's choice. And now the Mets have the bases loaded for Grody. There's no other catchers on the bench. He came in and played for Stearns. This is his first at bat. Grody hit .295, 2 homers, 39 RBIs. Definitely not a weakling. Bases loaded, 2 outs, infield regular depth. This is Davis's last out, no matter what. If he gives anything up here, he will become officially tired, and the Yankees will probably go to the bullpen unless they go to Gossage here. So let's see. Munson will go out and talk to Davis, kind of stalls out the bullpen a little bit. Munson will go back behind the plate, puts the tools of ignorance back behind the plate. Munson puts the sign down for Davis. Davis looking from the stretch. Billy Martin on the steps. Does he call timeout? Grody steps into the right-hand box. Here is the... Nope, they will... Oh, they go to Kranepool. They do not have another catcher. Wow. Holy smokies. They will go to another one. Who do they have that can catch? And the answer would be nobody. So, holy cow. So, the New York Mets are going to try the ultimate roll of the dice, as we say in the sim game, with no catchers behind them. They are going to roll with their best player. So, if Kranepool gets the hit, everyone scores, everyone's happy. He walks. The Mets are going to have to throw a schmuck behind the plate who does not know how to catch. This is going to get quite interesting, folks. Let's tell you about Ed Kranepool, another great pinch hitter. 281 hitter, 10 homers, and 40 RBIs. So the Met computer obviously doesn't care about no other catchers in their system. They are going to roll with this and see what happens. So Kranepool steps in. He hit 10 home runs. He's definitely a great hitter against righties. So I don't think the Yankee bench would bring in a lefty here. You could bring in Lyle just to cancel out Kranepool. Munson puts the sign down. Davis looks in, gets it. Do we have a pitch here, folks? Here, no! And the New York Yankees go tit for tat. They go to Sparky Lyle. So now the Mets have to almost change here and put somebody else up as Sparky Lyle comes in. Then again, I don't think you hit against Sparky's left side against somebody who's absolutely anemic versus lefties. So I think you bring on Joel Youngblood here. I'm going to make that move. So Youngblood will hit for Kranepool. He's got stuff against lefties, so he will probably come in and catch if he gets on base. There's no way you leave Kranepool in that situation. So Youngblood bats for Lyle. Bats against Lyle here in the ninth. We've seen unbelievable moves. Staub was intentionally walked to load the bases. Then they pinch hit Grody with no other catchers with Eddie Kranepool. And then Billy Martin pulls out Ron Davis for Sparky Lyle. And then Gil Hodges pulls out Kranepool for Joel Youngblood. No other moves can be made. Lyle is stuck. Youngblood is stuck. We're going to have a pitch here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Again, the Yanks, 5 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors, while the Mets, 4 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Are you ready for the final pitch here in this Marriage Trophy Challenge? Munson puts down the sign. Lyle looks in, gets it. This should be a pitch. Here comes the pitch. And it will be a walk, and someone's going to have to play catcher for the Mets. We have a tie game. Let's see if the Mets can win it here. It's going to have to be Bud Harrelson. So Harrelson comes up. Lyle walks Youngblood. So far, Harrelson 0 for 3 with the walk. Again, we go man for man if we go in the 10th inning. You can hate me now, send me hate letters and hate Christmas cards. I'm sorry, but that's what I set the system as, not in thinking this game would go extra innings. Well, it is. So if it goes a 10th inning, we'll start a runner at second base. Munson behind the plate puts the sign down. Lyle looks in. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Does Harrelson win it? Or do we play 10? Here's the pitch. That will be a walk to Harrelson. It's a walk-off walk, and the Mets win it 6-5. Holy cow. And that is the ball game. So a ball game is over. A walk-off walk. And the Mets win it 6-5. So let's look at the results. What a finish. So again, they did not need to do that. The scoreboard, the story reads, and it must be a good one. Tom Seaver pitched a complete game, and center fielder Tommy Agee hit a home run as the Hodges club rallied impressively to win in dramatic style over Martin's club 6-5. Hodges scored the winning run in the ninth inning, scoring 2 runs. Cleon Jones led off the key to rally and drew the walk. Clendenin followed. He reached on the key error of the ball game. Ron Davis then uncorked a wild pitch. Agee struck out, unable to help the rally. 1 out later, Rusty Staub came to bat and was walked intentionally to load the bases. Then the craziness happened. Joel Youngblood joined his teammates in the uprising and drew a walk and scored a run. Bud Harrelson was next to the plate, and he drew a walk as Sparky Lyle lost the strike zone, and he gave the Hodges the win as 28,485 here at Shea Stadium. Happy fans, as we have a happy recap, as our JL would say. The winning pitcher was Tom Seaver. He allowed 5 innings for the game. Ron Davis was hit with a loss in relief. It was a tough loss for him as he did not allow an earned run in 1 inning of work. Let's look at the final statistics for the Yanks. Nettles 2 for 4, runs scored and RBI. Munson 2 for 4. Chambliss 2 for 4, made that key error. Jackson 1 for 2, runs scored, 2 RBIs, long home run. For the Mets, Mian 2 for 5. Cleon Jones 1 for 4, runs scored, 3 RBIs. AG 2 for 5, runs scored, RBI, including that long home run, no doubter. And then you have the 2 walks that ended the game. Again, winning pitcher Seaver, he goes all 9, gives up 10 hits and 5 runs. The loss will go to Ron Davis, who pitched an inning, gave up 2 hits, 3 walks. It was not an earned run because of the Chris Chambliss error. And again, the blown save will go to Sparky Lyle, who came in and walked 2. What a ball game, folks. As the New York Metropolitans win this one, the 68-80. Mets win it by the score of 6-5. Thank you, folks, for coming in. I appreciate it. What a fantastic craziness ball game. It was amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. The old walk-off trick. That was it. So, again, thank you, folks. SGJ Jamie, Beatles internally, anyone else who came in. And just look, he had 1 game of catcher in his career. He probably did, but he didn't have it on that year. But didn't need it, as both walks ended up, as both games ended up both times with a walk-off walk, a walk to tie it and a walk to win it. So again, unable to find the strike zone, the Yankees loses by the score of 6-5 in this Mariners Trophy Challenge. Thank you, folks. Had a great night. We'll talk to you again. Please like on your way out. Please subscribe if you haven't. We'll talk to you again. There's some stuff on the channel, some Stratomatic basketball, including some NFL Challenge football. Watch some stuff if you want. Let me know if you want to say anything. I will see you again and talk to you real soon.